Hey, what's going on? It's Sean. Last week I put together the video talking about TFPs and model test sessions, and this week I wanted to follow up on that with a recent session that I did with local model and actor Adilton here in New York. Let's jump into it. All the photos in this series were made using the Leica M240 and, for the most part, the Carl Zeiss 35mm f2. I did use my 50mm Summicron on occasion, but I wanted to shoot wide and really kind of get a feel for that and kind of drive this idea of an editorial. So that's what we stuck with for the most part. So I met Adilton through Instagram, like I had mentioned in my previous video. It's an excellent place to find models who may be interested in working with you, even for TFP and model tests. So I found him by looking through hashtags for New York models and found that his wardrobe was pretty solid for what I was trying to recreate for my own portfolio. I went ahead and set up a message, and after a couple times back and forth, we were able to get something put together. So ultimately, he ended up providing the wardrobe. He only had one thing that we were able to shoot because we were limited on time, but I think it all came out pretty great. We ended up going and trying to find locations. I asked him what was close to him, and then I dove into Google Maps and was able to find a location. So we met at this racquetball court in Chinatown, and the colors worked really well to complement the clothing options. If we look at the first set of images here, we shot in direct sunlight with natural light against the racquetball court. We were able to get the complementary tones of his jacket along with the wall, and I think these pictures came out really solid. We ended up moving a little bit further from there, actually just on the other side of the wall, and we shot against this green wall that was set up. And I thought this was really nice because it complemented the tan in his jacket, and I thought it brought like an extra dimension to things. And then for a third set, we kind of moved around the area a little bit and tried to see what else we could play with. We tried for a second to use some of the playground equipment, especially the tire swing. And although I think the photos are interesting, they just didn't really go with what we were trying to do. For this particular setup, I was using the natural light coming in from behind Adilton, and then I also used on-camera flash with the speed light to just try to bring up those shadows and make everything a little more crisp. From there, we decided to walk a little bit, and we went down towards Lower East Side Skate Park and found some graffiti walls that we wanted to shoot against. Unfortunately, I was trying to do on-camera flash and trying a couple different techniques that I've not really done before and some things that I wanted to practice. And unfortunately, I just don't think the photos actually worked out. So these are some pictures that we took, but we didn't actually use because we didn't think that they would be spectacular. All in all, I think the session was a lot of fun. I spent just an hour or so with Adilton, and we walked around those different areas. I think we came away with some photos that worked out both for my portfolio as for his, and it was great to be able to share them here with you as well. It's kind of a show that, like, not everything always works, and you can try a few things, try some new ideas, but they're not always going to come together. If you're interested in following along with some of the footage and the photos that I'm producing from the day-to-day, you can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, and Glass at Sean P. Bruce. Thanks for watching.